Hello to the world. I barely made it here, but we are here. Welcome to the B3ST Reviews channel. We are here to do a television recap for, I got the wrong picture up. Love and Hip Hop Miami. I'm going Beverly Hills, y'all, and my brain put Beverly Hills up. Help me, God. Let's fix it. There it goes. I hope that y'all can see that. Can you see that, James?
Yes, I can see it. You good?
The StreamYard has been also acting up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's not new? Anywho, you guys, let's welcome in James for the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. The link to his channels in the description of this video. I do hope that you guys click it, support small creators, support Black creators, support creators that are bringing you content, not asking you for money. That's how I would feel. Well, we're gonna go over Love and Hip Hop Miami. This episode was titled "Blinded by the Lies." Season 6, episode 4. I don't know. This episode was okay, but to me, it did feel a little bit repetitive. Just because I'm starting to get tired, specifically of Shay Johnson, Amada La Negra, Trina. I'm really gonna you when I watch a show, I don't want to be able to predict what's going to happen based on the behavior of certain cast members. To a certain extent, you do, but I should not be able to predict every little piece of what's going to happen based on like them hollering and stuff. Like it drives me crazy. But we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it, beautiful people. Like the video if you haven't already. Trick Daddy is out of the hospital. The Mucinex monster has been freed. He's been cleared up. And his son Jay has graduated college. So this is actually something that is positive. I thoroughly support African American people, especially in the South, going to school, educating themselves just because of the history that aligns with Black people, slavery, civil rights, and all of those things. I think the least we could do for our ancestors is, if we're not going to school, be the best we can be. And Trick's son has done that. Trick may not have done it and went another route, but he did seem to raise his children right. They're all doing something and or successful. And I respect him as a parent. I never thought I'd really respect Trick Daddy for anything, but I can definitely respect him as a parent. But he's having a get together at his house. I do have a question though, James.
Okay.
Maybe you know. Where is his baby mama? Because Joy is not that boy's mama. She been with him as long as the boy's been alive. But where is the mother of Trick's kids? I thought you might know, but
I don't know who that lady is. I don't know who that lady is. That lady don't want to come on TV, and I can't say I blame her. But I let my
I've always wondered that. If anybody watching us knows, please let me know.
Yeah, let us know. Like they did, because he's a really well-spoken young man. I really have to give it to Trick and whoever the young lady is that is his mother. I don't know who she is, but I have to give it to them both because he's a real stand-up young man. You can tell he really wants to be in entertainment versus whatever he got a degree in, which I don't know if they said it or not. I don't remember. But I will say this. I feel like get into the craft you graduated for, so college won't be a complete waste. Yeah, a degree is not a waste, but what I'm saying is it's like always make sure the craft is ready to fall back on in case the music industry doesn't work. Because right now, success in music looks different across all realms now. It's not the same as it was in the 80s and 90s where rap and hip hop were coming up, where you only can get success through only two ways. That's a platinum record and your touring. Now it's more so about your streams, it's about your craft. And then also in this generation, it's how nasty you can be on the record. So, I just think that I really want people, especially rappers who have degrees, get into that craft first. And then if you decide, kind of do what Phaedra did. Get all your degrees in the things that you need to get like your degrees in, get into those crafts, be the attorney, be the mortuary, be whatever you need to be. But if your main job is you want to be a rapper or you want to be on reality TV, then that's what you do because you have all those things that you can easily slip back into. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, pretty much, y'all. Short version, just have a backup plan. Don't ever put all of your eggs in one basket.
Right.
If you look at the richest people on the planet, you see that they have multiple hustles. It's okay to have
But it almost
multiple
feels like
plates.
Trick doesn't want him to go in this round. I,
No,
I feel like that. I do. I don't know why.
no, you're spot on. I would be surprised if people felt opposite of you, just because Trick has preached, I want you to go to school, I want you to go to school, I want you to go to school. But Trick Daddy's career has been, in terms of relevancy, he has not been relevant since the early 2000s. That was his last new song that was put out that actually was like a hit. You heard it everywhere, things of that nature. Now, Trick Daddy is still relevant and legendary, but partially because the timeline that he was popular and when he came out, that was when hip hop really started to find its bones. Like, we forget that hip hop as a genre is really young, especially within rap and things like that. So, Trick, he got hits that people will never forget. We still slapping him, but at the same time, he's probably not making the same money, or if you didn't negotiate your deals right, the residuals, all of those things. So just listen to James, listen to Trick, have a backup plan. I respect him for saying, even though I'm famous and this and that, I got to stay in the same house and film here. So my son needs to be able to move around and be flexible, which he'll be able to do. Um, but he's having to get together at his house to celebrate his son's graduation, which I love. Also, that Trick's so down to earth. I guess I'm complimenting Trick Daddy for now, just because that's what people really do. That's what people really do. That I know it don't matter your color, your neighborhood. Somebody graduate, do something good. Unless you rich as hell, you likely going to somebody's house, somebody's church, somebody's yard, or somebody's park, and you gonna put together a bunch of food and you gonna cook for hours and hours while y'all drink. That's what y'all gonna do. So I was glad to see everybody come together. Clearly, his son's love. But Hot Topic is there along with some other people, and she will not answer the question that producers asked her on, did you leak Trina's marriage to the blogs? But I feel like she probably did, because she needs a reason to be relevant on this show. And no shade to Hot Topic. I'm not taking away her accolades and things like that, but she has not, you know, done any of that. Oh, mother-in-law's here. What's good? Catherine Wheatley Herbert. Let's see. She said she's one of the Keishas. I don't know if she's light-skinned Keisha or dark-skinned Keisha, but she's a Keisha. Damn.
Who's Akeisha?
I'm somebody, probably one of these damn rapper girls. Because everybody got a Keisha name. I got what she was saying. I understand my mother-in-law's way of text though. But I do listen to Big Bang Keisha. Yeah, bitch, I'm back at it. Light skin Keisha. She's on Power. Was on Power. The series ended. Anywho, thank you for being here. Be sure to like the video. But Hot Topic, leak Trina's marriage. She has no relevancy. Why do you care that this woman got married? Like, why does that bother you? I don't get it. I got married. My best friend's on this live right now. He wasn't there. Hell, he didn't know for a little bit.
I didn't know until maybe she was 4 months in her marriage or 5 months in her marriage. And I think I found out on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken.
Most people did, because my husband was like, you should probably like tell people. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna just do a Facebook post. But I was 19. I got to pass. But yeah, I mean, you can get married and people not know about it. For me, it was more so I got fed up with my side of the family. My husband's side was pretty supportive, but my side of the family, my mom and my dad was beefing. It was all this extra weird stuff. I didn't want to deal with that. So I was like, let's just not do it. And then he was like, no, you gonna marry me. We gonna go
Me and Michael
downtown.
B. Jordan is eloping too. We're not gonna have no big ass wedding. We're not doing that because see, I don't have time to cuss out my relatives about why would you all of a sudden go to men? Like, what is that about? And then hear my mom be like, yeah, hell yes. Absolutely,
No.
I'm cussing them out. Do you really think, okay, let's put that in perspective. If that really were to happen, which I pray to God, because I feel like that's my calling. If that really were to happen, think about who he is, what he is to this world and what he is to the millions of women who love him, that he decided to marry one man. Do you understand what that actually looks like? And who I'm gonna have to cuss out in my own family? Because they supposed to be supporting me regardless of what it looks like. But I know that they're not. I know they're gonna be some not necessarily hating on it, but they're going to be like, what did you do? How did you do it? And what it's all this simple nonsense. So yeah,
Listen,
I don't blame
I'm gonna
people for
be.
just doing it and then telling people later.
I think what people need to do is whether your marriage lasts forever or maybe it's just a sometimes thing or a little temporary something. If you get married, do it for you. Do it for you. Because in my mind, I was kind of against it anyway, because I'm like, ain't no way in hell I'm about to be paying for all these people who I only talk to on Christmas, Kwanzaa, sometimes Ramadan. I ain't about to be feeding y'all. That don't make no sense. Oh, she said Trick Daddy's baby mama is one of the
Oh, her name is
Keishas.
Keisha. Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
that's actually
Keisha.
useful information. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Because I was like, we never see the woman, but the kids came out so good. Like most kids that, come up well aren't going to do that. Like his child really did go to school and he went to a good school too. He said he went to FAMU. I heard that's a good school. So at least that's what I hear. But Hot Topic seemed to care about Trina's marriage and she's basically ended her friendship. Like you doing all this on camera, girl, stop. So apparently James's favorite Mucinex monster, aka Trick Daddy Dollars, he is talking to us about a woman that he been dating on and off because he had surgery because he got lupus, and we forget that Trick has lupus because he's always drinking, smoking, partying, and eating fried foods that look good. I'm not gonna lie, but he has an autoimmune disease, so he is more susceptible to get ill and go through things. So he had to have his little surgery, and he said he was thinking about this woman in the hospital. They was dealing with each other on and off for years, and it wasn't private, but he feels like that's the person. Trick, are you gonna divorce Joy? Why do you have a woman that you've been talking to on and off for years, but you refuse to divorce Joy? Make it make sense. I don't get it. I don't. But all I could think about was Joy. Is that why you cussed out Joy when you was in the hospital, Trick? Because you was thinking about the other woman? I don't understand. I just don't. James, do you have anything to add?
Ah, because I don't know if I believe this or not. Like, it just seems so unbelievable. Because one, she's a pretty woman, but she was giving me very much like lesbian tease. So I don't know if I really believe this. I don't.
Well, we gonna meet the woman later on in the episode, y'all. We will. But for some reason, Black China's dude, who's a very well-known producer, Derek Milano, is at Trick's event. Trick takes this opportunity to. The man couldn't walk in the door before people was like, "Yeah, I'd like to work with you. Can I give you my demo? Can I do this?" I'm like, "Dang, he's just trying to kick it."
Okay, just trying
But
to, yeah, y'all act. I mean but that's color folks. So y'all know with
shut
somebody
up, James.
who know walk up in the room, everyone got demos out in the car, everybody got demos way down in their baby mama purse, everybody got demos on flash drives. Trust me, we got demos for life. I'm just saying. Tweaking Twin wanted to work with him, and then the son came out of nowhere. It was like, well, damn, this man can't even get a plate of food. Y'all
Lord.
sitting up here doing
He
all this.
couldn't though. I
Like,
would be
damn.
devastated. Can I at least get a plate and mingle? That's the only time. Like I'd be very quiet in
Yeah,
large
and Trick
spaces.
Chicken look good as hell. That's why I was like, wait, hey, can he get a plate of food? At least a piece of chicken?
Talk and eat.
Before
Eat
thirsty
and
asses
talk.
come all in this man's face?
Or at least a drink,
Yeah,
something.
something. Just something. Man.
But Trick want them talentless Hollywood twins to get produced by this man. We gonna
We
come
gonna
back
start
to.
calling them the bootleg Claremont twins.
I'm so done with you.
Because that's
You
what
know
they look
what?
like to me. I was looking at them in this episode. I said, "They look like the bootleg Claremont twins when they were first on Backers Club. Not today, because I don't know what they look like today. But back in
They're a
when
whole
I was
different
on, that's
complexion.
exactly what they look like.
They don't look like that no more. The Claremont twins. They a little bit botched. One of them can rap really well though, but that's a whole random thing. But we got to see Zoe and this man. I Zoe, your sister is crazy. So, for those who may not have missed the last episode, Zoe Brinks has younger siblings who were disowning her for trying to be on TV and do music, but now they want to be on TV with her. I ain't forgot. And the sister it's just a mess. So, Zoe claims that her and her man are going through it, which Zoe seems to just be being spoiled. Just because you're going through it don't mean you could just cuss out and go off on your dude like that. That's not nice. Zoe, get it together. But she meets with her lying ass sister. Now, this is the sister that lied and said that she got pregnant by Fabo, but it turns out they have never met in person. So not only did she lie about being pregnant, but she lied about sleeping with this man. And I'm wondering why you would want to lie about sleeping with a man that nobody would sense once. But her sister lied about it, and Zoe meets with her and her sister's bags under her eyes because that's a separate piece of her. You can't help but to see them. That girl looked like she ain't slept since Pac died. That's my personal opinion. And Zoe asked her, "Why did you lie? Why did you lie?" And I thought that this girl would have like a more well thought out response, but her reason for lying on this man and lying to her sister about being pregnant and causing all this drama, she said, because he played with my heart. How does someone who you have never met in person play with your heart? I don't get it.
I'm saying those must have been some very poetic and very endearing messages on Instagram for you to feel this strongly. And Zoe, I don't know why, as soon as you didn't see her, then you just take off your belt or go get you a belt from your man's closet and start whooping her ass on TV, because that's exactly what I would have did.
I would have
And I
slapped
tell
her
you,
so
I would
hard
have
her
told my
bottom
sister
lip
up if she ever did some shit like this to me, because you messing with my money at
on
this
TV.
point on TV, messing with my image. Now I got to fight some old hot-headed ass lady because she don't know how to control her damn temper, and I'm about to fight. I'm at a photo shoot, mind you, for business, and you want to come up with this foolishness because I believed you in the moment because you my sister.
Mm.
But when I tell you, the moment she knocked on that door and I saw her, I'm like, yeah, bring your ass in here. Come on. I'm finna go get my belt. I'm finna whoop your ass like I ain't never whooped nobody ass before in my life, because I know you
That's
didn't just do this to
vicious.
me on national TV. I know you know better than this.
She said, "No, he gonna keep all of them. That's how them Southern boys are. Keep something over there." That's ooh, that's actually true. One of my good friends, Kathy, moved to Mississippi. She's in Jackson, and she said that all the men are married and they all cheat on their wives. And apparently, the wives don't know. They just all fight each other in the neighborhood. I said, "What the hell? What is going on?"
Is there not enough? There must not be. You know what? There is a shortage in men, though. I was reading something. There is a shortage in men because a lot of them are either marrying like white women or some of another necessity, or going gay. So there is becoming a shortage in men. And I'm like, well, women, y'all have to find other options. Go
Mm.
get, and that's the thing about, I want to say, black women. I don't know why black women are so apprehensive about dating outside of their race. And I know it's because demographically and also probably, logically, black women weren't really taught to do it. You get what I'm saying? Like, black women are taught because they're always listening to, just like the men do, the misogynistic uncle, grandfather, daddy that tell you other ethnicity there's always something wrong with a man. Like, I will never forget. I don't know if it was Tasha K or if it was somebody. I don't know who it was. It was another blogger on YouTube that said that dating a black woman dating outside her race. Well, what happens when the outside race man calls you a black bitch? What you supposed to do? And I said, why would you put that in women's heads? Like, why would you
Well,
do
I
that?
think also just from like learning small things in school and the way I grew up, a lot of races, not just black people, encourage dating within the race. I think that's just people trying to what they call it, keep the lineage going and all of that. But my sister does. She dates a white man. He's very nice. He's really nice. He treats her so nice,
Let
and
me tell
it
you something.
works
If I
for
don't get
her.
Michael B. Jordan, I'm gonna go get me a Brad, or I'm gonna go get me a Chin, or I'm gonna go get me, somebody from Dubai or something. I'm gonna get something. Like, trust me, because I'm tired of always wanting this to be the one option just to please my folks. Like, I was talking to my stepmom. She said, "I would love for you to have a black man." I'm like, "I would love to have one too, but if I'm not gonna wait forever." So
He said,
whatever I walk through the door with is what you gonna have to learn to love, because I'm not gonna do it. Like, if I can't find it, I ain't gonna waste my time. Oh, I'm telling you, I have a vast. The only thing I'm not gonna date is Scandinavian and
Scandinavian. That's so random.
look, I have to be specific. I can't do Scandinavian, and there was another type of British that I can't do. Other than that, I think I think I'm okay.
Y'all, hey, do what works for you. That's what everybody needs to do dating. Just date who you like, people. But Zoe's sister say her heart was played with James. That's it. What I got from it, they were messaging. That's the one thing that was proved to be true. And it seems like Zoe's sister is upset that Fabo stopped returning her DMs. That's what I got from it. But the girl is not even pregnant no more. She claims she really was pregnant, but she didn't reveal to us who the daddy was. All she said was, "I had miscarriage." Girl, don't play with me. Did you really have a miscarriage? Because
Right,
it seems
because
like
well, if
that
that's
was
the case, then
born.
why you didn't get with that man? If that's the case,
Like,
like
why
what
would
was the
you, if
situation
you're
with that man?
pregnant? How old was that pregnancy test? Like Zoe's sister just got too many lies going
Okay, was
on.
that one from the Dollar Tree? 'Cause, hell, I think I could pee on one and it come out positive. Like,
No, them Dollar Tree tests actually be accurate.
do they?
Yes, they do.
Oh, they must have changed. I remember in 2008. I'm telling you, one of my friends did it. I have no lie.
Oh, no, no, no. See, back then, yeah, you probably needed to get you a clear blue of first response, but like, who's it? Leona. That's how she found out she was pregnant at a dollar store test. She was crying, "I can't believe it, Amina." I said, "Oh, hell. Well, let me go." So I went and I bought her the expensive test, the digital clear, whatever. And it said pregnant. She was like,
Oh
"No."
shit.
I bought her
Okay.
three more. I said, "I'm not going back to Walgreens no more. You go."
Look, it is what it is. You just gonna have to just suck it
I
up and
said,
be
if
the
you
best
still
mama you
don't
can
believe
be.
it, I'm gonna take you to Planned Parenthood myself. But you're pregnant. You acted different, and your titties look great. You're pregnant. I knew, and she was pregnant. She is now on birth control, y'all. She was very traumatized after that pregnancy. But yeah, Zoe's sister is weird. I'm gonna move on unless there's more you want to add to the
No,
foolery.
no,
It's
because
like
she
no.
didn't do what I told her to do, which is whoop that sister ass. I need to see that.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree. Now, Trina and Bobby Lights have lunch together, the cousins, and Trina is wondering now who leaked my marriage? Girl, if you got married for you, why do you care? Why do you care? I think Trina's embarrassed of that man because he talked like he's slow. And I think it's obvious that he was plotting on her to get with her. And I think she knows that without her money, he wouldn't want her. But I feel like she might be lonely and settling or something. But
I feel like I think it's a combinations of, I feel like to me, and work with me, friend, on this. I promise you this gonna make sense. I feel like Trina married this man for the same reason Faith Evans married Stevie J. I feel like it was because of the sex. I really do. Because
probably because she looked
Trina
up to
can't really
him.
give like because she's so defensive when it comes to that. Instead of just saying, I'm happy, just be happy for me. Like Kenya Moore did when she first married the Mark guy. That season, Kenya Moore married that man. Whatever season that was, she came and she was just so happy. She was laughing all the
Mhm.
time, and that's what made me like Kenya was that season. So I feel like because Trina's not doing it in that same way, it's because you married him for something specific. You didn't
Yeah.
marry him for a traditional reason. I don't believe that.
Or she felt like she was running out of time. Hell, she
Or
is.
that too, and that could be also another reason. That's also another reason too why women get married anyway. You feel like you run out of time. You feel like you ain't got no kids. You need to hurry up and have some. And obviously, throughout this episode, which we'll get to, is Soldier's March. So I mean, hey,
That's the truth. That's the truth. But they discuss all of it, and Bobby informs Trina that Hot Topic could have been the person who leaked the marriage, which I think was the right thing to do. That is his blood cousin. Now, Bobby also says that Swerve has pushed him away. And this is where he mentions the ex and the potential baby. And Trina's just like, the only thing I'm worried about is my man. And, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, Trina, here's my feeling, right? I don't have kids. My spouse doesn't have kids. But I also don't feel that people with kids need to go bothering and interrupting the peace of people who don't have kids in terms of dating. But for if you do choose to date somebody who has kids and you do not have kids, such as Trina, who's married to someone potentially in that situation, you have to be willing to accept their children, in my opinion. Like, Trina, if this man does have a baby that he's not doing right by, one, as a woman, that's fucked up. You need to definitely make sure that he, at the very least, even if he ain't in the baby's life, picking them up every Saturday to go to the park, at the very least, make sure that he is paying his child support. Secondly, you should want to get to know that piece of him. Because if you don't have any kids, that might be the only person you got something to leave. Like I don't know. I just feel like if you're going to date someone with kids, whether you have kids or not, that becomes your problem. That kid becomes part of your family, whether you want to know them, whether they like you or not. That's just how it goes. So if someone comes to you and it's like, yo, man, got a potential baby, her answer to me should not have been, I don't care. That's my family. I'm focused on us. No, baby girl, if you are married to him and he's got a baby, that is part of focusing on the two of you. You need to figure that out, especially for off the simple fact that you know that people gonna come for whoever you date, especially if it's somebody who's not on the caliber that other people were. Hey, we could say Lil Wayne had a job, child. We could say that Raymond, the little boy that she dated the last few seasons, we could say that he had a job. You know, we could say that all the men that Trina has
And I
dated
think
have
French
jobs.
Montana had the best job of all, so I don't understand like what we're talking about here, Trina.
Right.
I don't understand what we're talking about here. I feel like to me, I feel like she knows about it. I do think she already knows about this, but she doesn't want to get into the mess of it all because she doesn't want to look like that person. But you have to understand something. You married him and you knew that this could potentially be out there.
Right.
Like, I think women need to come with the understanding that when men don't automatically introduce you to their children and you know that they have children, that should be a red flag to you.
Yeah.
Like that should be an automatic red flag for one of two reasons. One, either he's hiding something or he probably still sleeping with that baby mama. Or two, this is how he's going to treat you come in a few years after you have a baby. So you need to be paying attention instead of trying to deflect when people bring that up out of realistically concern. Because one, even though it was messy, Hot Topic knew it was out there. And then two, your cousin's bringing it to you because that is also a concern because you didn't say nothing about this marriage. So how are we supposed to be there for you and defend you if we can't even know that the potentials of what's dangerous around you? Like that's crazy to me.
Trina is posting all these cryptic messages online. Nobody has access to me. Bitch, if you don't want people to have access to you, then come off this show because you have the most success of anybody on this show and you don't need it. And nobody can even get a show with you because, as James says, you talk 20 miles per minute. And then, in addition to that, you go off and shut down people and holler and run out of any situation where you're not getting your way, like a big ass, spoiled ass baby. So, if you want to be happy in your marriage and bliss, Trina, I can respect that, but come up off the show. Go actually be happy and in love. And people are still going to want to know what this man does for a living. I want to see a W-2, a W-4, an I-9, something, an SSA 787. I want to see a form showing that this man has some form of income. Can I get the POI, please? Because Trina's worth a couple million and she don't got no prenup, but she don't want to talk about this man. And now he got maybe babies. Absolutely not. I just cannot. And then he's Hot Topics age if he was in high school with her, but Trina is like, she's older. She's approaching 50. So I'm just saying, I'm kind of like, what's going on? But Bobby Lights then mentions that again, he's not drinking, and I could tell that Bobby's a little bit calmer. I'll give him that. He must have acted an entire fool on Zeus and had to check himself. Because I think what people don't realize when they go to the Zeus network, you'll make a lot of money, but you'll also lose a lot of respect. Just saying. It's a trade-off. What's really important to you. So now Bobby is saying he's not drinking anymore. He explains that the drinking was a gateway to cocaine. But you know how many alcoholics exist that don't end up doing cocaine and drugs and other stuff? Bobby, just say you had a problem with coke. Because he tried to make it seem like, oh, I'd be drinking and partying and then I'd be like ready to fall out and I do a bump of coke. Coke don't work that way for people, for those who don't do it and need to know. Like it does not work that way. Like Bobby was also somebody who was seen on live doing coke without the liquor. It's okay to admit that you have a problem with something. I would respect that more instead of him trying to find cute ways to say he was struggling with addiction, which essentially he was. Cocaine is an addictive drug. It is. And I'm not going to fault or come at Bobby for that, but I just feel like he's kind of skirting around it. But good for you, Bobby.
No, I'm proud because I used to live in South Florida. I've been in several clubs that he has been in. I have seen him dancing on booths and stuff. I have seen it all where it really wasn't the atmosphere of the place yet. And I've seen him, just cut it loose. So to see him in this space, I actually am really proud of him because y'all, if y'all could only be in some of them clubs, it was like, whoa, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Bobby had a
the
whole
turnip was real.
outfit.
I'm gonna say the turnip was definitely real.
A
But
little too
yeah,
real.
yeah, a little too real. But I mean, but it's Miami. Look, I live there. I get it. I trust me. If anybody gets it, I get it. And it was awesome to be in those environments where he was in the room, and then also a couple of other of the Love and Hip Hop people were in the room as well. But at the same time, like that stuff does either do two things. So you either get far away from it or you go deeper within. And I'm glad he found his sense to not go back. I hope he doesn't go back, but not to go back to it. But like, I hope he really sticks with it and really, gets his money and gets his, bags up. He did the episode of House of Villains. Like, he really is trying to get his stardom up, and I'm really
Doing
proud of him.
better. He's definitely doing better. And I know that y'all like the Zeus Network and people love baddies, but I'm going to just say there's a small portion of them crowds that's watching that have sense and truly we'll call it like a guilty pleasure. But most of the audience that watches that in their head really living their life like them people. And that is nothing to do. That's cute, especially if you're not paid for it. So I'm glad to see him thriving and doing better, especially from season one, Bobby, to now I can see some type of growth. So good for him. We then see Shay and her business manager who goes by the name of Jen. And Shay was funny. She's like, Julian, who's Amara's old manager and the one that Trina had to get rid of too because he's shady as hell, is Shay's manager. And she was like, but this is my business manager. Okay, Shay. Now, why the hell are you telling your business manager all your personal business? She's supposed to just know the business of the business, but she know your personal business. Okay. She's telling her the drama with Fabo. And all I could think, because I'm just like, Shay, I'm kind of over this Fabo situation. You was stupid to take him back. You shouldn't have let him disrespect your mama. I don't get it. I don't even talk to my mama. I wish my husband would talk to my mama the way that Fabo was talking to Shay's mama. Oh, I get him together real quick. Absolutely not. Like, be nice. Be nice. In that lady's face, Fabo was acting a fool. But all I could think in my head, and I'm like, Shay, you must not have like actual girlfriends anymore. Because every time we see Shay, she's either interacting with people on the cast, anyone personal to Shay, it's always her family, her brothers, her mom. But we never see like Shay like with friends. I'm like, maybe Shay is really this way in real life and doesn't have friends. Like even some of the Flavor of Love girls, if they come together on a red carpet or something, they will chat, they follow each other. And then there's Shay pushed out over the balcony right on the edge. Like, I don't think she has too many friends because she really had to film herself speaking with her business manager. And I'm not trying to get at her, but she really is just someone who needs like intensive therapy, in
She's
my
not
opinion.
really a safe component as far as having real relationships with women. And we see that even with her dealing with her own mama, the fact that her man that she was with could disrespect her mother, and she didn't felt the inkling to even defend her mother. So we have to kind of take that into consideration that she probably doesn't have very many girlfriends is because her lack of protection to women is not there. And I think a lot of women struggle with that. It's not just Shay. A lot of women struggle with the natural inkling to always protect women because a lot of women like Shay and other women, like Black China there, maybe even Flo, probably were in the hair salons, listening to women gossip about other women, calling them all kind of names, telling them they hoes and stuff, and just really built this, wall up of resentment and bitterness. And Shay carries that too. I see it in her as well. And I feel like that's something that's really taught, which is why I look at her mom in a certain way, because I feel like a lot of this is her fault. But at some point, you got to grow up. And I feel like that's what she won't do. And that's where the therapy needs to kick in because she won't grow up.
No, yeah, Shay's just not accountable at all. I think as we all get older, we start to realize yes, our parents are the reason that we struggle, have trauma. They are responsible for our good and our bad. However, once you get to a certain age, you can't keep blaming your childhood and your parents for shit. You got to either get help or go the hell away from me. That's how I feel personally. Uh, it's true. At some point, you got to grow the hell up. It's not cute. But Shay is talking about, I just can't. She admits that Favo should not have been talking to Zoe's sister. But at the same time, then she's also talking about, thank you, Jojo. My husband has brought me food, y'all. I don't know why this always happens when I'm on live, but shout out to Mr. Best, right? Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's very strange. Shay admits that Fable should not have been talking to the girl. They're arguing in front of their daughter, who's a little baby. And yes, babies do absorb and pick up on all of that, whether y'all want to admit that or not. But Shay irritated me because she was like, I stayed with Fable because I was trying to put my baby first. And I was like, girl, I was so done with Shay. If you wanted to put that baby first, I'm sorry, but that baby would not be here. And I'm not saying that she should have went and aborted or anything like that. I'm saying that if you wasn't married to this man, you was on and off with him for over a decade and y'all couldn't even get to the point of commitment where he would call you his girlfriend. He got other women, a wife, and other kids that you never saw when you was playing with him for all these 11 years, and you still said to yourself, I'm going to get pregnant. And your excuse for keeping the pregnancy once pregnant was, you said, because of your fibroids, which we did see her struggle with, that you did not know if you would ever be able to have a baby. So you kept your baby. I understand that. At the same time, with that fibroid issue, if you look at it from another perspective, if having a baby is something so precious that you don't know that you would ever be able to do, then why would you have it with the most random nigga that you could have found? Why not at least pick a man that would have committed to you, called you his girlfriend, not been in hiding for over a decade?
Hello.
Am I not making sense? Because people be telling me,
You
"Oh,
make
you're
a perfect
married, you
sense.
don't get it," and I'm like, just because I'm married don't mean I don't have common sense.
Well, here's the thing. It's giving that you had a baby by this man for the drama he would have with the other women, because it doesn't make sense to me if you've really been with this man on and off for all these years and you knowing he has other women, because you admitted that when we were on the last season. It's,
Mhm.
for me, it's just a matter of like, do you really think that this was what you needed to do, or did you just do it because you wanted to spite probably another woman she got into an argument with? Because I can see her. She looked like the type that would grab his phone and call whomever he texting and saying, "I'm with him now. He mine. You need to get up off this phone." You know the shit she do. So I feel like that's why she got pregnant by him. She liked the drama.
I just want to know, Shay, on episode 1, you was talking about we the hottest thing in Miami. Girl, y'all a joke. Moving on. Uh, we gotta come back to the Muse Next Monster. Trick Daddy introduces us to this woman he was talking about. She goes by the name of So Unique, a name that is not in the slightest bit even close to being unique. She also looked like a great value brand Tommy from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and Zeus. She did in the face. She did look like a great value brand or Kroger brand Tommy. And nothing's wrong with that. Chick was cute. And I'm looking at her like, and Trick is talking about how he done dated some of her friends. She done slept with some of his friends and her friends' men. I'm never moving to Miami. I'll visit, but that's it. Because that's what they do. I don't want it. But they claim to be dealing with each other for years, even though he's married and wants Joy to, be faithful. And he said that if Joy get married, he gonna be the sister husband and all this crazy stuff. But all I got from this conversation, because I don't buy Trick in this So Unique chicks relationship at all. All I'm gonna say is he irritated me when he said that going under for surgery is worse than giving birth. Negro, what the hell do you know about giving birth? Shut up, Trick Daddy. Going to sleep is worse than a human coming out of a very small hole. That's what you're telling me?
I just really want to know,
Is he
I just really know. Something came into my head because y'all know Trick said he like getting his ass ate out. So
James, 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 please, please.
because that's what he said. So I'm just
Don't
picturing
want,
this late.
no. Go another direction. We don't want to think of the Mucinex monsters, Fred
I
Wise.
don't want to think of it, but I couldn't help but him saying that interview, and then I'm looking at this lady right here that, and he talked about how she talked about how he had the prettiest penis or some shit like that, and all I could think about is, lady, you really sat there and did that shit. See,
Mm,
at least Joy, we could give her credit. She didn't want to touch him with a 10-foot pole. This lady actually admitted to this shit, and that's the first thing that popped into my head looking at this scene. I was like, I'm sorry, but no.
I don't want to see Trick date anyone. If Trick stays on this show, I want to see him helping artists with actual talent to get put on in the music industry. Or I'd like to see his journey back to health, taking his medications for his lupus, things like that. Hell, I'll take his son on this show, but I don't want to see his dating life anymore because I don't think anyone's dating him because they actually feel a connection or attraction to him. I don't. In my mind, y'all, him and Joy is really meant to be. That's how I feel. Because if she wanted to leave, regardless of the paperwork and what's going on, she would have left. As much time as she spent staying married to him, avoiding a divorce because of credit, she could have been fixed her credit and had a credit score of 800 by now. So I can't. It's just gross. Derek Milano is working with the Hollywood twins, and they think that working with him is going to be their big break. And I need these Hollywood twins to understand while you young ladies seem sweet and you know how to handle yourself in public, you guys have no talent. Now, the City Girls, Young Miami had zero talent, but at the very least, at least half of the group had some type of talent. JT had some type of talent, some type. Neither Hollywood twin can rap. They both look like they mama in the face, yet they are only 21 or 22. And I am just genuinely not impressed. James, you made a thread account. I'm looking at my phone for the notes. Oh Lord.
Yeah, my phone went vibrated, but I didn't know what it was. So I was like, let me just go ahead and do it.
It's basically Twitter on Instagram. Same shit. I'm
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I had to follow you back and said you followed me. So I was like, oh, let me follow her back.
it does that. Anybody who you have as a friend on Instagram, it automatically follows them when they
But
make
one of
a
my crushes followed, asked me to follow him back. So I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I have to
get
work
it
something out.
done.
Maybe I have to work something out. But I didn't know he had a kid. So we're going to have to talk about that because I don't know if I don't, y'all, I'm not trying to be like Trina. I need to meet the mother. I need to meet the baby if we do decide to get serious at some point. So I got to make sure that's clear. But no, but what I'm gonna say about this whole situation, I feel like it was staged because I don't feel like this man would really work with them twins.
I don't think he really wanted to. He seemed
Oh
extremely
yeah, he seemed
how you
yeah
go
okay
from Beyonce to them.
right. That's just so random, and I get you on love, which now I'm starting to question why are y'all on Love and Hip Hop? Was this for Black China or was this for you? Because we seen a lot of him this episode. We didn't even see her.
I think that they came on the show probably as a couple, and what makes them relevant is he is from Miami. He is extremely well known in the industry, even off of this show without reality TV. So he does bring something to the show separate from
But I
China.
feel like I would. Why do you think I don't feel like he needs the show. Like I don't feel like that at all. So
He
I'm kind of
doesn't need the show, but he's a producer trying to make an album and do club partying, all of that. So
okay.
I feel
So
like
it's
the
free
show can help
promotion.
them for promotion. As
Okay.
for China, she needs to check. So it works out. It works out for both of them. But regardless on his reason for being here, I just want these twins to give up
I don't.
music.
Like I said, I don't see it. I don't see him really taking this serious. I think this was just a scene for the show, and I feel like that's we gonna see this turn into a big old mess later.
They
So
will help actual artists that work hard and have so much talent that are unable to get noticed because of the oversaturated market due to social media and all of that. Help people with real talent. You put more energy into these twins than you are your son. I'd rather him be helping his child than helping these chicks. At least his son can rap. These twins have zero talent. They don't even know how to record properly. I cannot. And I also don't want to give them so much time on this show. So I'm going to move on because I'm just like, eh. The only relevant part of the scene of them in the studio is one of the twins is apparently talking to Trick's son, which I caught at the beginning of the episode at his little graduation party. The other twin, because you know there's always a smart twin and there's always that other one you worry about. It's like, what are you doing? You gonna mess up our motion. We live with this man. That's his son, which is true. They grew up that they damn near like family, but I still don't care. I'm not invested in the Hollywood twins. I'm not invested in Trick's son. Now, if you're gonna remove Trick and Trina and let his son and these twins be like maybe the new generation, like the little segue into the new generation of Love and Hip Hop, Miami, fine. But with him still there, I do not care. So I'm gonna move on. God, we got to go on the Shay, y'all. So Shay claims she finally went through Fabo's iPad. Does he not have a phone or something? Like, what is going on? Anywho, she finally went through Fable's iPad and she goes to drop her daughter off with her mom. And that baby has Fable's whole face. When I was looking at Shajaya, I was like, okay, she holds her face like Shay in terms of her facial expression, but she looked like her daddy. I say that's what you
It's
get,
kind of
Shay.
like Portia and Dennis's baby. Like the
Look
baby
just like him.
look like just like him, but her mannerisms are Portia. So,
Hmm.
and then when you look at baby pictures of Portia, spitting image.
Yeah, yeah. I need to
Hmm.
see Shay as a baby because I feel like she
That
might
could
have
be the
looked
same
this
thing.
way.
Hmm.
But she drops the baby off at her mama house because she wants to drop the baby off because she says her mom is the only one who's there for her when she's going through hard times, even though she continues to disrespect her mama publicly and privately. Um, but I'm gonna just say this, Shay, you are gross. You need to apologize to your mama and immediately. She does apologize to her mom after telling her mom that she was right about everything with Fabo. But I was really annoyed with Shay because you want to talk about how this man disrespected your mama, right? And she did that in the first season when we saw her checking him in that Tesla. So you stopped talking to your mom, claiming that your mom was the one tripping. But now that you need her, suddenly you realize that it's you who's tripping. Shay is not somebody who was blinded by love. Shay is somebody with selective fucking sight and hearing. Shay chose to ignore the disrespect because she has acknowledged that Fable was wrong in previous seasons. But because she decided to stay with him and he refused to be respectful to her mama, now we supposed to feel sorry for you, Shay? I do not feel sorry for you. You need to grow up. I do not care about you bringing your daughter to your mama's house because you're tired of arguing with her. First, you say you're going to put Fabo out. Then in the next moment, you say y'all going to war. Well, how can you go to war with a nigga who don't live with you? If you putting them out, the war is over. The battle is gone. I, James, would you would you like to?
I took that to mean one of two things. Like I have had women tell me in Miami, like the reason why they won't take their baby daddy to get child support and things like that is that they are afraid that they will end them. And it was like, is that serious? And I remember I worked with a lady at the post office. She told me that exact thing, that the father of her child doesn't pay child support or doesn't give her money for her baby. But if she were to take him to court, he has threatened to kill her. And I'm like, well, that's a bit much.
I
And
would
that's a
be
bit
taking that
drastic.
information, getting me a restraining order, and making
Right.
sure, like, stop playing. Like, people can go
Right.
to court. People
So
can
when
go
she
to
said
court.
that, that's what popped into my head when she said that. I was like, I wonder if that's one of them situations. Not to say he would do that to her. I'm not saying that at all. Like, please don't get me wrong. But like, I can't help but think of conversations that I've had with people in Miami over similar situations. And when she said go to war, it was like, it's not really war. Get your shit, get out my house. I will drop off your daughter, or we can meet at McDonald's. She can play in the
What
play place.
people
You can
need
play
to
with
stop
her.
doing is thinking that a baby's gonna fix a relationship or solidify it.
Right.
I think Shay had this baby because she thought it would solidify their relationship because they had never really had one. They was just sleeping with each other on and off for years. And I think that she thought that it would keep the man. I want Jaya to have her father. Well, you don't have to be with the man in order for them to have their father. My parents
True.
divorced, and my dad made no excuse. When he was locked up, he had ways to come and see us. He made no excuse to not see his kids. So I don't understand why Shay's trying to make it seem like it's more difficult than what it is, but she claims she going to war. We'll come back to her. Hot Topic goes to meet with Gladys, who is Swerve's, aka Trina's husband's alleged baby mama. Essentially, Gladys is just like they worked together at a restaurant. He was a dishwasher. This was back in 2021. So this baby is fresh, new, under 5. Um, she found out she was pregnant. He went ghost, left the job, left all this stuff, but he used to hang out at a hot dog place that Trina liked. Trina, y'all look at how hot dogs are made, okay? Don't ever get to a point of elevation and eat hot dogs. Then you're gonna have your gut on this picture the way Trina's is right now. There are other options for food. But anywho, basically, she says she took the pregnancy test in front of him. He ghosted her. She's been raising a baby alone. She looked like she need help to a certain extent, but she says no DNA test was done because Swerve disappeared. She only has one address. She's been trying to serve him, she says, for years and years and years. Um, Hot Topic, you really going all the way with this baby. All the way. You met with the baby mama, calling him Ben, his actual name. I think Hot Topic slept with this boy when she was in high school or in the
It's
past.
funny you said that because I was thinking that exact same thing. I was waiting for you to say it because I knew you because I was gonna say it. I'm like, Hot Topic, did you sleep with this man too?
Why are you doing all of
Yeah,
this?
because this seems personal. This doesn't seem like you trying to get mess for a blog. This seems personal.
Because I
Like, I
guarantee
feel
if that girl wanted to talk to producers, if that girl could find a way to reach Hot Topic, she could find a way to be messaging Trina. She could be
yeah.
doing more. Why go to Hot Topic when you could just go DM Trina?
Well, because he was on the show last season, and you,
Right.
I mean, like this was all exposed last season. You could have instantly be like DM like Trina, I'm gonna need you to forward some information to him because he's about to get served.
And then she was
So
so quick to be like, I don't care about what they got. I'm not trying to interrupt it. Well, if that's the case, why didn't you pop up when you saw him on TV last season? Because you clearly watched the show.
yeah,
So
and you were in DM. So it's like,
I don't trust this girl fully, but I do feel like some of the allegations against Swerve are likely true. But
mhm.
this specific person, I don't fully
But I
trust.
feel like, but what is then see, and that's the thing. This is what goes back to hot topic because it's like, well, what stakes do you have in this? Like, why do you care so much? Because all you had to do was just leak that Trina was married, and I'm sure you made quite a bit of money leaking the story allegedly because they haven't proved it was her yet. But I'm pretty sure you make a lot of money, so that should have been the end of it. Like, why keep continuing forward with trying to prove he got kids? Because are you gonna leak that too? Like, it gives, or it could have been maybe in high school she liked him and then he just turned her down, and she's been bitter about it ever since.
Whatever it is, that's not her man. That's not her friend. Why the fuck does she care? But we'll
True.
see because I think more gonna happen with it.
Yep.
Uh, Shay and Fabo talk again. I'm not going into this again. Shay does the same thing. She act like she gonna talk to him. Not much is said. She does it with too much makeup on,
She
and then
said, I'm
you
tired.
know,
She said,
get
I'm
out.
tired of this. I'm tired of this. And let me
At
let me
this
get,
point,
let
Shay,
me
we
get
don't
my
feel
candy. She
sorry
said,
for
I'm
you.
tired. She said, I'm tired of this.
We just don't care. I don't care. So I'm gonna move on. I'm not doing this with Shay. I'm not, James, and you can't make me. I'm not. I'm sick of it. It's the same thing season after season. And she does this with every man that she deals with. She always ends up looking like a fool in the end, but her problem is she refuses to self-reflect. So I don't have time. Moving on. Zoe has an album release party. Listen, I am not fat shaming Zoe, but I have a friend who is a plus size woman around the size of Zoe, and she always says to me, as a larger woman, we got to know how to dress. I understood when I looked at Zoe in that jumpsuit. The color was off. It did not favor her. Not body. It was an ugly jumpsuit in general, but it did not help. So I'm just like, Zoe, you need to hire you a stylist, do something, figure it out. There are other things you could wear because she's a pretty girl. But sometimes I be looking at Zoe's clothes like, why? Why? But that's just my opinion. But she has an album release party, and Hot Topic comes in mad, going off on Bobby Lights because she feels like Bobby Lights is fake because she sees him sitting with Florence and Gael. And I'm like, please don't get them started. Please don't get them started, Hot Topic. Leave them alone.
Right. Because I was gonna turn the channel. I really was. I was about to. I'm like, because I'm especially that damn Gael. I was like, oh Lord, here we go. Like they finna start throwing drinks and they finna mess up this lady party. Oh,
Mm,
I can't do it.
I cannot. Send Gael to Zeus. I want to see something. But I listen, I actually agree with Bobby. But why are you laughing at me? I'm just saying. I want to see how that goes for her.
I'm just trying to picture her and Natalie the fighting.
Natalie Nunn can't fight. But you could put her with anybody else. And I'm sure, what's the girl's name? The one, the toothless girl's sister. I can't remember her name.
Oh, I know who you're talking about because I was just looking at
Tasiki.
her. Yeah.
Tasiki, the one, she can sing,
Hmm.
she's talented, but she got some weird allegations on her too. But she can fight. Put her, I want to see her and Gael just meet. Just I want to see something. But moving on, y'all. It's very strange that Hot Topic came at Bobby, say he was kicking it with the ops, all this extra stuff. I agreed with Bobby. Trina's marriage at the end of the day is not his business. It's not Hot Topic's business. Her Trina's marriage is a hot topic because her dude is weird. But I think that this Trina situation, what Hot Topic is not seeing is you don't have to be doing all this. Less is more. People are looking at Trina with a side eye for marrying this man so quick when she was with other men for 7+ years publicly and it went nowhere. Now you get with this one, it ain't even been a full 365 and you married. So I think you don't have to do all of this, Hot Topic. You just don't. But okay. Now we get into the end of things. Zoe plays her song and her music sounded good. I always will stand by my statement. I believe Zoe Brinks is talented, but it's harder to get noticed when you are not what the world wants aesthetically, which is just the fact, but it is possible. And we see Kelvin, her boo thing that she claims she don't want to be with one moment and then the next he takes the mic and comes in with 6 roses and he proposes, which I thought was sweet. She didn't know if he would come because they haven't been in a good place. And she does say yes, looking around confused, but it seemed like she didn't want to say yes. But at the same time, Zoe's kind of an ungrateful brat at certain times. When you had nothing and was sleeping in your studio and your family turned their back on you, he stepped up and was there for you and opened up his home. When your manager had to be let go of, or whatever the hell, she said she lost her manager, fired her manager because her manager was trying to force her to do what Big D wanted, and you needed management, your man stepped up. So I don't know what else goes on in the relationship, but from what I see, he seems to be there for her when no one else is. And he wanted her and was with her before she even got on TV. She'll see as she gets fame, it's hard to find genuine people who don't just want you because of who you can connect them with or what you can do for them. It really is so valuable when someone cares about you for you in any form of a relationship. So that's where that episode ends, but I wish them well. James, how did you feel about the engagement?
Congratulations. I'm very happy for you. Um, and I wish her nothing but the best. I hope that, she really is something she really wants. I hope this is something that TV doesn't take away from her or in one way or another. And, you know, um, do better with communication between the two. And that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I feel like Zoe needs to work on communication as a whole, but she's learning, and I don't mind seeing it if she grows. Uh, all right, y'all, that is it for this video. We will be going live again right after this video because we're going to recap the Housewives of Beverly Hills. But I appreciate everybody who's watching this now. If you're somebody who's watching when we're no longer live, shout out to the replay gang, Thug Life. I really do appreciate you guys. If you are new here, we hope that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you are just enjoying what we do, like the video, it does help us get into that YouTube algorithm. As always, subscribe to James's channel. The link is in the description of the video. It's the first thing you will see. So go ahead and click on that, and I'll see y'all soon. Thank you. Adios.